Movie starts in a bleak, mist-shrouded medieval wilderness. A rugged warrior known only as the Father lives a solitary existence driven entirely by grief and vengeance. Years prior, a monstrous nightmare stole away his beloved young daughter, mauling her and leaving him alone in a dark, cruel world. Since that devastating day, the Father has transformed his life into an endless cycle of blood sport and survival, acting as a lone protector of the region while dwelling in a secluded cabin on the edge of the forest. Whenever a loud, haunting horn echoes from a distant castle kingdom, it signals that a beast is terrorizing the lands. Equipping his heavy armor, iron blades, and hunting gear, the warrior rides out into the deep woods to slaughter the horrors lurking in the shadows. After every horrific battle off-screen, he returns to his cabin battered, bleeding, and exhausted, carrying the severed head of his quarry inside a canvas sack. He mounts these grotesque trophies on iron spikes lining his walls, slowly filling his home with the skulls of vanquished demons. To survive the horrific physical toll of these fights, the Father relies on a secret, home-brewed elixir, a dark, viscous potion concocted from obscure herbs and mysterious fluids. Smearing this pungent salve onto his gaping wounds, he falls into a deep, agonizing slumber, only to awaken hours later completely healed and ready for the next call. Between hunts, his days are spent maintaining his weapons, repairing his rotting cabin, and visiting a shallow grave marked by a crude wooden cross where his daughter rests. The quiet monotony of his endless crusade shatters when the kingdom's horn blows once more, carrying a sound he knows all too well. The specific, horned abomination that took his daughter's life has returned to the woods. Fueled by a lifetime of pent-up rage, the Father embarks on his most dangerous hunt yet, engaging the creature in a ferocious, bone-crushing duel before finally decapitating it and stuffing its head into a sack to bring home. Returning to his cabin covered in blood, the weary warrior tosses the bagged head onto the floor, intent on mounting his ultimate revenge trophy after tending to his injuries. However, a loose window shutter banging violently in the howling wind knocks over a jar of his precious healing elixir, spilling the dark liquid onto the canvas sack containing the monster's head. Unbeknownst to the Father, his miraculous healing salve does far more than mend flesh. It possesses dark, reanimating properties. As the warrior sleeps off his wounds, the severed head absorbs the elixir, twitches back to life, and uses its exposed, snake-like spinal cord to slither out of the bag and escape through a hole in the floorboards. Awaking to find an empty sack and spilled liquid, the Father suspects something is terribly wrong. He tests the elixir on a dead spider, watching in disbelief as the corpse twitches back to life. He instantly squashes it flat with a rock and rushes into the night to track the missing head, unaware that even after being crushed, the spider reanimates a second time. Deep in the moonlit forest, the rogue head desperately seeks a body to attach itself to. After attempting to pilot the corpse of a trapped beast, it makes its way to the cemetery and buries itself into the dirt of the daughter's grave, fusing its spine directly onto her skeletal remains. The Father arrives at the burial site only to be greeted by a terrifying nightmare, his daughter's skeletal frame rising from the earth, piloted by the monster's head, rasping out the word "Father" in a sickening mockery of life. Forced to endure the horror of fighting his own daughter's remains, the Father battles the skeletal abomination, decapitates the beast once more, and tenderly reburies his child's bones. Standing over her resting place, he fires a blessed arrow high into the night sky to finally grant her soul passage to the afterlife. Exhausted, he returns to his cabin and firmly impales the monster's severed head onto a steel wall spike, believing the nightmare is finally over. Yet, because of the lingering magic of the elixir, the head remains conscious and alive. As the warrior collapses into sleep on his cot, the severed head uses its dangling spinal column to drop from the wall and creep up to the bed. In a final, heartbreaking twist, the monster decapitates the sleeping father, severing his head and mounting it onto the wall spike where the beast once hung, while the monster's head attaches itself to the warrior's powerful body, claiming the hunter as its ultimate host.